international events.
Highlight, nothing but the truth. Hello, my dear viewers. Welcome to Highlights. Today we highlight on IRIS. IRIS is a harbor of hope that provides a safe place for refugees from all over the world. The mission of IRIS is to help refugees and other displaced people to establish a new life and regain hope, regardless their nationality, race, political opinion, or even social group. We have a report. I would like to watch it together, then start our show.
Welcome to IRIS. Welcome to Connecticut. Welcome to the United States. We have an incredible staff, an amazing team of volunteers. We're all going to work together to help you start your new life, to help you set up a new home, to get the health care that you need, to reunite your family, to get the legal services that are necessary, to enroll your kids in school, to help you learn English, and help you find jobs. We want to do this as quickly as we can because you want to become self-sufficient. We welcome refugees mainly to save your lives, but in the process, you enrich our lives. You enrich this country. You make this a better place for all of us. Welcome.
Welcome back. For more details, we have Frishta Kanjavi, a health coordinator in IRIS. Frishta, welcome to Highlights.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Our pleasure. Frishta, let's start divide it down for the audience. IRIS stand for what?
Integrated Refugee and Immigrant Services. It means IRIS.
Frishta, what is your mission as a health coordinator in IRIS?
As a health coordinator at IRIS, our big vision and mission is to helping new refugee and immigrants who displaced from their location and came to Connecticut, try to connect them with the health system and help them to navigate the health system in the United States and mostly in Connecticut, and also take them to the hospital and introduce them to the system and also educate them regarding the health and provide them and promote health and connect people to the health.
Good. So when did IRIS start providing its service?
First time IRIS started working in 1982 at Worcester Square area in New Haven, and 2 years after that they transferred to East Rock neighborhood where they are located since then.
So it started in 1982. Now we are in 2019. Is there any differences in the services or same thing?
The basic service and goals were same, but yes, definitely there is many changes. They are like providing more services. It started from volunteering, but now like after a couple of years, it started working and having more staff members working more and receiving more refugee immigrants from all over the world. And yeah, it's basically changing a lot.
So basically there is more responsibilities now.
There is more responsibility. Like as I remember, I came myself as a refugee and I start from IRIS.
So this led me to this question. What are the difficulties that IRIS face nowadays?
Now IRIS, like for me as a healthcare coordinator, and I'm sure it affects all of my other coworkers too, there is like a lot of work and there is not that much time. Like, yes, there is like, we're getting a little less people, but we have people from different community now. And also we try to, you know, have more people from different community and also serve more for the refugee or immigrant we had before. It's like a lot of work and we're facing mostly, like there is financial problem, there is like, not enough resources, but you know,
so
we try what we.
Do you receive in IRIS any federal financial
I'm not
support?
expert at that part. But yes, we do receive portion of our budget come from federal.
But from my knowledge, this support doesn't enough for IRIS
Definitely
work, because I know
not
you have
enough.
a lot of responsibilities. So sometimes you do activities like Run for Refugees. Can you tell us more about Run for Refugees?
Yeah, Run for Refugee is one of the biggest event and largest event IRIS has. It's once a year. The next event would be on February 2nd, 2020. And then in 2020, yes, it's like really 5 kilometers, 5K walk. And I was joining the last one, like this February. Thousands of people show up, and that make us all happy at IRIS to see how our community supporting us and agree, and they like what we do. That gives us more energy to work more, but
Absolutely.
still we need more people, and I wish everyone can join us for the next event.
When is the next event?
It's February 2020.
This is yearly events or?
It's yearly event. The second one, that's like the other one would be on February 2nd, 2020.
And I think you receive also donations to try to.
Yes, we
donations?
do accept donations. People write checks, stop by and bring some donation they have for our clients. And also more information regarding donation would be at the website.
We have a report about Mahmoud. Mahmoud, he is an Iraqi refugee. He shared his journey with our reporter, Rasha Ibrahim.
So we meet Mahmoud. He's a refugee from Iraq. He arrived to the United States in 2014, and he's telling us more about his experience while he's traveling from Iraq to Amman and finally arrived here to the United States. Mahmoud, can you tell me more about your experience in your home country, which is Iraq, before you arrived here to the United States?
Before I arrived to the United States, we have an amazing life back in my country, We used to live like a regular people life, My mom, she have her own business, dressmaking. My dad will go to work, my brother will go to school, and me and my sister and my little brother, we also go to school, Everything went really, really perfect. In 2011, in the end of 2011, my brother decided to work with the U.S. Army as a contractor. He thinks that maybe that will be to help his country or something like this. He started working, and then day by day, he fears, he start to see, maybe some people are following him. Before that, they sent us a mail to the house with billets, and they say, your son is working with our enemies. If you guys don't leave the country in 24 hours, we're gonna kill you and kill all the family.
My son worked for the U.S. Army, so the Iraqi militia consider him as an infiltrator. They threatened him and I as well. As a result of that, I was shot multiple times. So I decided to leave because the life was impossible to live.
In one night, we just packed up all, anything we can pack in one small suitcases, and then we just flee to Jordan. And Jordan was really an amazing life because, it's kind of safe, and nobody can tell you anything. Nobody can tell you where you're going, where you come from, what you're doing here. 2014, we got a call, and they said, you will go to the United States. And at that moment, I was really, really happy. And I said, that's it. I'm gonna see my whole new life. I felt myself I just born now. I arrived to the United States, and kind of when I arrived here, I was wow, how we can speak English, who gonna see us, who is this driver driving us? And then a translator come, interpreter, and he said, you will go to Connecticut, this is your state, and the driver will take you over there, and from there, there is an organization will help you out with everything.
I talk with the IRIS, with the Chris George, with all people in IRIS. I'm designer. I love sewing. If you can help me for that. One day, Chris George surprised me. He sent me an email. He said, Bushra, can you come to IRIS? When I went to IRIS, he surprised me. He gave me this machine. Same my machine, I left it in Iraq. Oh my God, I was very happy. I told them, oh my, I will cry. I told them, oh my God, this is like big surprise for me. Really, really, they helped me.
Iris is like a family. They have a big crew that they will work everything for refugees from day one until they will get their citizenship.
Welcome back. Iris is like a family. Fresh Javi. What do you want to say?
Is it like a family?
Have you met Mahmoud's family?
Yes, they are one of the really nicest family we have. And there is several copy of Mahmoud at Iris.
Oh,
There is several copy of them in New Haven area now. He and his family are so nice, and like really since they came, they give back to the community what they receive. One of his brothers now working at the Google.
Google?
Yeah, at the Google company in New York.
I mean,
And
his brother.
His brother.
Ah, yes, he
working
told
there.
me about
Yes.
yes.
And he's working at Yale right now.
Right.
Like his mom have her own fashion designer place, and his dad working on as a mechanic and have a store. Like, but none of these things happen right away. They work hard, but I'm sure we are at Iris as a family. We love them, and they're all such a nice family and try to do their best. And I'm sure we as Iris were next to them. This is one family, and if I can tell you about it a little bit, I came as a refugee through Iris. And since then, I was one of the clients to receiving benefit. I got education, I went to school, graduate, tried to find a job. I work at several other places, also apply at Iris, and was excited and happy, and that's my pleasure, and I'm honored to work there right now and try to give what I got from Iris to give it back to the community who are same as me. And I know their feeling, I know the way they came, and I know the way we are try to progress, try to achieve what we have on our mind.
Okay, as a refugees, yourself, as you came as a refugee.
Yes, I came
and
as a
you go
refugee.
through Iris processes, right?
Yes, I did.
So, does Iris has people working in the ground in the conflict zone?
No, we don't.
So, depend on what you bring this refugee family, not this one. What is the procedures?
That's not the decision of IRIS or any other agency who are refugee in the United States make it. That's a decision of United Nations and IOM, some other several groups, and also some refugee, they decided to come to New Haven because they have family member here, they want to get connected.
So they have options, they can have options, not force you go this state to this state or this state. They have the options. If they have family in New Haven, they can go to New Haven. If they have family in New York, they can go to New York.
I just can tell you about my experience, not everyone's, but dealing with the refugee is not easy things. For example, yes, if they have family member, they can say, I would like to go there, but sometimes, like I did have a family member, but I didn't tell to the UN, I have family member, I want to go there. It's a little long process, and you think if you tell them you have a family member, it may take longer for you to get to United States. Some people, they never say they have anyone. They let the, United Nations or IOM pick for them who they want, where they want to take them. But they have option, but rarely use that option.
So this, let me ask you this question. Now, there is any cooperation between IRIS and other humanities organizations like UN, USAID, etc. There is any cooperation between IRIS and these humanities organizations?
I'm working as a healthcare coordinator. I'm not expert at this question to answer, but these are just my experience as I see at IRIS. Yes, we do have kind of communicate and also good relationship with United Nations, with IOM, with some other humanitarian organizations. And because, when there is no other way to get refugee without not connecting with the other groups who are working with the refugee and with our crisis out there. Also, like Iris working with other local organization, other local groups here in the area. There is like a lot of partnership, very strong partnership with Yale. These all make Iris really good potential to work with the refugee, and also having more refugee and more immigrant people and try to make them stronger and give them empowered. This is one goal we are trying to follow.
How does the traffic ban affect an Iris work? I know this has big effect.
Yeah, that's effect. Again, this is not my expert to
Yeah,
talk
but
about it.
You
but
work
yes.
you work in Iris, and
I work at Iris,
yeah.
yes. As like everyone know, typically refugees are accepted from coming. They can come, but the process of coming here get like slow, like get really slow, and we don't have that many refugees as we had before.
This is because the traffic ban?
Because of traffic ban.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you my own experience regarding one of my friends who I went with her to the class, and we were classmates. We both got married at the same time. We both had kids at the same time. My kids is 2 years and a half now, and her kids is 2 years and a half now. But since then, she couldn't bring her husband here. The baby born without family member. Petition for a family member is get banned for everyone, basically.
And this is just because of the traffic ban?
Just
Nothing
because of traffic ban.
Before that was everything?
Before that was everything. Like they can apply for it and bring it. I myself applied for my husband, and he came here. It takes time, but there was a way to apply. But right now, when you are from Iran, Yemen, Syria, you cannot.
Yeah, I think Trump's administration, when decides the traffic ban, it's like 6 countries from the Muslim majority, basically.
Muslim majority, basically, are travel. They cannot.
And actually, this is really sad because they are refugees. They are poor people there. They face trouble there. I mean, the religion has nothing to do with it.
You know, first thing we all should know is refugee is not different than others.
Absolutely.
They are human, and I am a human. I had a good life, as Mahmoud said. We all had a really good life and wonderful life. War, persecution, and some other social problems make us to be a refugee
exactly.
without.
This is not their choice.
Yes,
this
it's
is
not
their
our choice.
There
yes,
is many circumstances force them to be refugees.
To be a refugee. Yeah, but when someone said, we cannot have you here because of your nationality or your religions or the party you are from that country, it's a little, like not a little bit, it's very sad. Like, you know, separation of family,
Right.
It's not easy. As I told you, my friend here is here 2 years and a half. She's a US citizen because her nationality is Yemeni. She cannot bring the husband here. And there is a kid without a father, and, you know, she's working hard to support the family.
Let's go out of this topic, and I'm going to ask you about the volunteers. If
Okay.
somebody of one of our audience want to be a volunteer, what is the process?
It's a very easy process. They can just email volunteer@irisct.org.
And there is
This is also they can go to the website, and there is like get involved, and they can apply through there, and then one of the amazing volunteer coordinator would get contact with them. They will go to the volunteer orientation, and then the process will start. And I don't think it's a very complicated process, but best way would be getting information online, or just email what the volunteer@iris.
So it's simple. Anyone can be volunteer. Anyone can give a hand.
Anyone
Nice.
at any age, they can be a volunteer, because IRIS working with all kind of groups, kids, teenagers, all children, adult, middle age, old people, because when we have a refugee, they are mix of all age, and all age and group need help.
Frishta, you are a health coordinator. When did last time you check your heartbeats? This is weird the question, but don't answer. After the break, we will find out. Welcome back. Frishta, in this section, this is my favorite section, the whole show. I'm going to show you a picture, and in 2 sentences, if you have the chance to meet this person or you have the chance to be in this place, what would you say? We see the first picture. President Trump. If you have the chance to meet President Trump, what would you say to him?
What would say to him? One time travel to Greece and see and look at the eyes of refugee kids.
That's it.
Oh,
You have
just
chance
a
to
second.
talk with Mr.
Okay,
President.
good.
What are you gonna?
Mr. President,
Yes.
please, I suggested for you travel to Greece, travel to Turkey, travel to Syrian, and look at the refugees' eyes and see what's the differences. There is no differences between them and our kids. They're all humans. Doesn't matter where they're born, doesn't matter what nationality and what language they speak. They're all humans, and humans should be welcome anywhere.
Second picture. You are over there in the Congress, and you have 120 representative congressmen listening to you. What would you say to them?
Try to involve all the world, what's happened to the world. Don't make a decision behind this desk for people around the world. Let them, they make a decision for themselves. They are humans. They have same knowledge as you have if they have the resources. And if someone let them to be educated and work for themselves. All people around the world have passion. They love their countries. No one wants to leave the country. No one wants to be displaced. But war, social, and all other problems force them to be a refugee, force them to be out of their town, leave all they have behind. If I talk more about it, I will start crying, and I don't want your audience feel bad.
No, we don't want you to cry. We don't want to bring you here to cry. I know this is sad. The whole refugee thing, case is sad because no one exactly wants to leave his country, his family. Just there is many issues in these parts, in this world, force these people to ask for a safe place.
Yes.
Third picture. Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations.
Since I had 5 years old, my dream was to work in the United Nations one day. I always asked my father, I don't know why I want to work there. And he told me, because you want to help people. And United Nations is an organization, it's a big organization helping people, helping humans who are in need. I never know and I never imagined one day I will live next to United Nations. And I'm trying to be a voice, trying to help people. One day I wish I can see you in person and talk with you and say thank you to you. I know there is not that much you can do, but I know you do your best.
We go to the other pictures. Daniel Malloy, the former governor of Connecticut States. This man has a great attitude to the refugees.
Okay.
I remember he said Connecticut State itself should accept refugees more than Canada. Imagine. What would you like to say if you meet him?
If I meet him, I will tell him I wish we had more people like you in Connecticut. And I'm sure we have more. Some of them are not working at the right place. I wish we can have a copy machine and a copy more than you.
We're gonna go the other pictures, and the other pictures take us to the Middle East. One of these presidents who caused one of the biggest crises on the earth. President Bashar al-Assad.
I'm not on the news that much about him.
But he is the president
I
of
know,
Syria.
I know.
All what we see refugees from Syria
him.
because what they did there, because what his government did, what himself did there.
I wish you had not his picture here. You had like his mother's picture here.
She passed away, and she's not the person. Do you think she was?
No,
governed
no. I
in
wish
the
I
backseat?
can ask. I can ask him to talk with the mom. When a mom raises a kid, doesn't matter if that kid's someone who are working on the store or who are a president, wants to do the best for their countries. And I don't think his mom wants he became such this person. I don't know, it's hard. He has to think how many moms are without kids right now.
Right.
He has to think about how the life is for him after he passed away. How many people are gonna say bad thing about him?
We're going to stay in the Middle East, and we see the next picture. Former Iraqi President Saddam Hussein. Where are you from? From Iran, right? You're from Iran?
It's a political question.
You're from Iran, right?
No, I'm not from Iran.
Which part are you?
I'm from Afghanistan. I born and raised in
Afghanistan,
Iran.
okay.
Yeah,
You're born in
raised-
Iran.
Yeah, I born and raised in Iran.
Yeah,
but
because
I'm
I
not
ask you
from-
this question is because there was
between
a
Iran and
war
Iraq,
between
yeah.
Iraq and Iran for 8 years.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And there's a lot of victims in it.
Yes, and still it's continuing. The people who are, I saw many people there who are at this war and right now disabled and cannot have a good life. And I did interview with some of them.
He's passed away in 2006.
Yeah.
But if he's still alive and you have a chance to meet him, what would you say to him?
Try to be a nice person. One day we all die. And we have to answer these things to the God. What are you answering right now? I don't know. It's like very political questions and it's hard for me to answer, but
No,
I
this
try
is
my
just
best.
your opinion. You can tell your opinion. We see the last picture, I think. Islamophobia. And this is one of the biggest issue, the traffic ban effect, because the Islamophobia.
Yes.
What would you like to say about Islamophobia?
That's a really hard part of my life that affects my life personally. Usually I walked around without any problem, but as soon as the government changed and also I saw many people who are take advantage of the time and they said like this is freedom they have. Yeah, I heard it on the streets from some people who just telling me take your religion and go from here. But I try just to be acting like I don't know any English and then just to be, ignore them.
So if this is your hand, you will wipe it off? You will wipe the Islamophobia off?
If it was my hand, I will change this
What we gonna do?
to love religion. Doesn't matter which kind of religion or have. Just love humans. No matter what they are believing on the heart, when they are doing good things, no matter what religion you have, even you're Christian, you're
Right,
Muslim.
Right.
I think because all religion encourage people to do good things. No one force someone to do something. I know they
Absolutely.
create something else from Islam, but these are not Islam.
They
as
don't
you know.
represent. If there is a terroristic group, it doesn't mean the whole religion is.
The terrorist group
terrorism.
can be
different religion,
religion.
different culture, different people from different countries.
When
Doesn't-
someone get brainwashed, doesn't matter with how
Exactly.
you brainwash them. Can be a religion, can be like a kid,
That's
with toys. It's brainwash. When you brainwash, religion is not going to be effect. But as I said, they use religion as tools.
Rista Kanjavi, thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this valuable information with our
Thank you
highlights.
for having us here. Thank you for inviting me. I hope you like the show.
Our pleasure. My dear viewers, see you next time with the new highlights.